The class 10 student was writing her SSLC examination in Mysuru. According to her teachers, she collapsed 7 minutes after writing the exam started. She was immediately rushed to the nearby hospital where doctors declared her dead. The deceased Anushri comes from a family of daily wage workers, and teachers say that she was a healthy and active student. All right, for more on this, I'm joined by Dr. Anil Dhal, who's a cardiologist. Sir, thank you for making time and speaking to Mirror Now. We're talking about a tragic incident where a very young student, a 15-year-old girl, died due to cardiac arrest. There is limited information about this tragedy, but what the teachers have been saying, closed ones have been saying that she was a healthy and an active child. Do you think it is an alarm, because the kind of the pattern that we are seeing, in children, in the youth, where heart attacks and cardiac arrests have become a pattern now? They are happening at a very young age.
I think it's very difficult to generalize an answer to your question. Everybody's dismayed when such an event happens. But believe me, this event is not isolated. It happens all over the world. And we do know that we have all been through a COVID pandemic. Many hearts may have had evidence of myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle, which gives them a kind of a propensity to having abnormal cardiac rhythms. Even if we did not have a COVID infection, there are certain abnormal channelopathies, as we call them, which means that at the molecular level, the hearts are functioning a little abnormally under certain circumstances, and they can potentiate abnormal rhythms which can be lethal or fatal. We all saw last year during the European Soccer Championship that Christian Eriksen actually collapsed. He had a cardiac arrest on the soccer field. And with the prompt availability of automatic external defibrillators, with great tribute to all the systems and processes, he not just survived, he went on and was eventually fitted with what is called a subcutaneous implantable cardioverter defibrillator to ensure that such recurrences don't happen. When this happened, we also learned that he was not the only one. There are other people, Dali Blind, who plays for another prominent EPL club, English Premier League club, has been playing with a subcutaneous ICD. But notwithstanding, there can be many reasons for which this unfortunate girl succumbed to her cardiac condition, or to her condition. We call this sudden cardiac arrest when it happens. Ordinarily, we would do what is called a molecular autopsy to understand what is the cause, why it happened. Was it anything structural? We only have a general idea that she did not have structural heart disease, but anybody who has any form of structural heart disease is at higher risk of having any such events. But even when there is no structural heart disease demonstrated, some people would be at high risk of sudden cardiac death due to abnormal channels in their cells of the heart, and those abnormal channels generate abnormal electricity and can give rise to cardiac rhythms. Okay. This is why in all public places, it has now been mandated in airports, in railway stations, that we have automatic external defibrillators, and we would carry out bystander resuscitation, which can actually save lives.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that explanation and helping us understand this issue well. That is the story that we are reporting from Karnataka.